I was gonna do something a little bit comedic. Y'all Laura Cosmo, of course, was gonna, I was gonna try a little do something silly, just a little something, but guess that will have to wait because, you know, life hits us at every turn. And I'm talking about the toilet. Let's get really serious here for a minute. So I wasn't gonna do it at first, but I mean we actually do need to do that, and it's definitely in this discussion, and just to reel it into people. Like I said, of course, because people like to act like they don't have a brain, they're mentally impaired. But I wouldn't be doing my due diligence. I feel like I need absolutely for sure to reel it in home. And when talking about Brock and the situation at stance here, I want to so let's go back to the initiative. Let's go back. Let's just summarize about this whole situation too. This whole Janel Grant thing, Brock Lesnar's involvement and everything like that. So that's what we're gonna do here. All right, so let's go to where it starts to go into detail about Alright, so let's start right here. In the lawsuit, which names WWE McMahon and former head of talent relations John Laurinaitis as defendants, Grant alleges that McMahon pressured her into sexual situations and degraded her in exchange for giving her a job at WWE as administrator coordinator in WWE's legal department as meeting her in 2019. Grant states in the lawsuit that in June 2021, McMahon and another executive locked her in an office and took turns sexually assaulting her. She also alleged days later McMahon locked her in a private locker and forced himself on her. McMahon allegedly sent explicit text messages to Grant to other people within WWE about Grant, and Grant provided screenshots as part of the lawsuit. In one text, McMahon allegedly wrote to Grant, "I'm not the only one who owns you and controls. I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to F you." And McMahon allegedly sent explicit photos of Grant to other people in WWE, and when others at WWE expressed interest in having sex with Grant after seeing photos on his phone, talking about Brock Lesnar, McMahon allegedly texted, "She may scream and try to say no, although it would be difficult to say anything with a, down her throat." Grant alleged that McMahon told her on multiple occasions to go to Laurinaitis' hotel rooms and have sex with him before workdays. Regarding Lesnar, Grant alleged that after he signed a new contract, McMahon allegedly texted Grant that part of the deal was effing you. McMahon allegedly gave Lesnar Grant's cell phone number, and Lesnar allegedly asked her to send a video of herself urinating. Lesnar, who is married to former WWE star Sable, allegedly told Grant he wanted to set a play date in December of 2021, but a snowstorm canceled plans. Since Grant said in a lawsuit that McMahon pressured her to sign a non-disclosure agreement (NDA) in January 2022, when his wife Linda McMahon became aware of their relationship. And it says, I think it's just, and then it's just, well, of course, just filler. If we can just go back a few steps to a previous chapter, because let's say, look, being as serious as this so-called, like I said, this sex trafficking as it is, because this is a pretty big fucking situation, as big as this is and how grand it is, and it's, like I said, like, at the same time, like I said, why is this being treated as a lawsuit if she's so serious about this? Why is it as, like, you're just suing and especially too, if I would be suing the whole, like, not just him too, also of course, but him, Brock, and the whole fucking company, being as, like, apparently, like I said, just as with the other alleged accusation of the girls, the women that yeah, why not yeah, like this should be in action fucking, like I said, like the actual supreme actual judging court. This should be in a real actual court. Why is this a civil case? Why is this the fact such as as far as like he's being sued for such and such, why isn't this as like yeah he's yeah, like why not try him for sex trafficking and some other charges for all, and why not charge him for all the above, because I said like shit like that really lets you like pull, yeah, it really has you pull your notebook out and say, really has you scratching your head to sit down for a moment. Yeah, like I mean, as big a situation as this is, why are you suing? Why do you want money for as such a degrading act? I wouldn't be thinking about money. I'd be wanting to pin these motherfuckers to the wall. If I can just say that too. Like I said, like that's just me too. That's also another thing. Just another thing coming at this hilarious, laughable fucking situation that we're going over right here. And let it be known too. Like I said, I think I made like as first when I think I pretty kept that stance. As of like I said, even when this story into where I think I kept that stance in regard to Vince. Like I'm not being like even in regards to this situation right here, the whole allegations and just in general being as I'm not being as far as a big cheater. I'm not a fan. I'm not going out of my way to like I said, as supposed the alleged actions of what Vince did, or just I said there's a lot of things you can say about Vince McMahon too, and I'll more so I would hold that in regard, because like I said, for the longest time we've known how shitty, we know how depraved, and we know, I said, looking at other situations and just other cases like this, that actually, like I said, we know the type of person we know the type of person that Vince McMahon himself is. He's a shitty person. There is no excuse for like when it comes to Vince McMahon. So if you want to say like in regards to Vince himself, I mean, you can go right ahead. Because even prior to our knowledge too, like I said, this whole thing is just speculation. Like I said, none of this, even as such, like I said, everything we've seen, none of this has been confirmed too. But I said you would have when in talking about you would need to lie. I say, because I'll even on Brock's side too. We haven't really seen anything that kind of incriminates to them. Like I said, even myself too. Like I said, I would even go as far, even like with the text messages, I would say, because like I said, I mean, clearly it's Vince McMahon. Text, like I said, like even in this day and age, how scary and much as AI is getting, like I wouldn't even I would take that with a large amount of grain of salt, because like I said, anything can be technology wise can be manipulated. Anything can be made up to what our eyes would want to perceive it to be. And I say, yeah, technology can make itself look like, make it shapeshift itself to make it look like to whatever we want to believe. And I said, in the text messages, just like images and audio and as such like that can be, like I said, can be made into whatever we want to believe. And I said, like, let's just go off the situation, even as if it was true, and as I just mentioned before too, even if all this was true to begin with, yeah, like none of there, we haven't gotten shit in regards to what as far as Brock's quote unquote alleged involvement, as far as that goes. I said, yeah, we haven't gotten anything in regards to that. And let's not pretend as if sweet little old Princess Janel Grant is innocent is innocent in any of this, or she's a fucking, and she's like that, she's a fucking victim because yeah, she was paid to do this. She accepted a contract for the activities that were befallen onto her, and that's that. I don't see a victim in my eyes. Is that like, and then to do that stuff, is that especially too like going off the the nicknames and everything as such, whether you want to call it however you want to call it. I mean, there it is. I said, like, is that something a victim does? What they basically that during going off themselves confirming that they're going off that they're in a consensual relationship, nicknames as such that they're in a relationship. Well, sir, I don't think you get the actual full context to what's going on. A B video that she's being Brock is actually for. It's called forcibly being coerced into. Show me the part where the fuck it says that. Let's say you even go into her lawsuit, which you could clearly state where the part where she is actively participating in herself. Let's say using nickname. Let's say using euphemisms, nicknames and shit like baby, or I said it's such and such. She actively participated in the activities she was given. That what was given to her and what was asked of her, and she was paid for it. That sound like a victim to you? And Brock and Vince, oh yeah, these two. I said, yeah, they're guilty of something, being sexist, degenerate, disgusting motherfuckers. I can tell you that much. Aside from that, of course, but you'll have these psychotic dumb fucks that run in my comments or in my everywhere I go, that will run me, or all over social media talking about I said, well, I can even use it like this as a perfect example. The point is, she said it's like when you looking at all those text messages there, it's like she's actively, I say, even going off, or like she's quoting Vince too. She's actively, like, you hear everything like and all that, like when going back and forth with Vince, like she's actively talking about and like consuming with the other guys, and going back and forth, being conformed, being well endowed within the situation. As I said before, does that look like a victim to y'all? Because that sort of shit don't look like anything up to me. Well, I said, when using that whole fucked up thing too, it's like, when she's with the whole thing was when she's with multiple guys. Oh, you're slut shaming. Oh, you're being. She's a whore because she has this amount of. like you get what I'm saying. That's like, come on now. Like, are you being serious right now? And Brock is back. Brock is back to, as in regards to, of course, the reports coming out and everything like that. As far as him being back to the roster and the company with that and everything like that. Then I heard that he was never taken off to begin with, but. And then obviously, because it needs to happen. Everybody is in an uproar about it. Oh, they support rapists. They're against this. They're against that. When I think, all of a sudden Brock is a horrible person, and they want to have to spend, just because he's connected to Vince and what Vince did. And just being connected to this situation, and they all they hear is he's shit on Vince, shit on woman's head, and as such, Brock's name being connected to it, like, as far as having the actual full context to the situation at hand. Janel, I said they want the narrative to be we'll spin the narrative. We'll make it up in their minds to believe whatever they want to believe. That's how, and people are gonna do what they are gonna do, and I mean, yeah, because they want that to, of course they gotta have to, fuck the actual truth. They gotta have their narrative to what they want it to actually be.